So my client Donatella, I'm very happy with her progress. When she came to me, she was about 115 kilos. Over the first couple of months, things were quite challenging. So as you can see, her weight was steady for about a month and a half. And in this position, this is where a lot of people give up. You know, this is like, it's not working, I've tried. Of course, you're putting in time and effort. It is frustrating, it is hard. You are battling against your own wiring, your habits, your mindset, your beliefs. You're battling against yourself really when you're trying to make a huge change. And the cool thing about Donatella is that the one thing that she didn't lack was a willingness to keep on going. On one of her first calls, she said, I don't want to give up. I don't want to give up because like my kids are looking up to me. We've had, difficult or uncomfortable conversations, if you want to say that, where, she felt like, hey, Dami, I don't really feel like I'm making a huge difference. So like I showed her progress pictures where her weight hadn't changed so much, but her body was starting to make some changes, which is like just the spark that we needed to get her even more energized and even more committed to the process. Since then, her weight loss has gone boom, whereas she's lost around 11 kilos in the last month to 6 weeks. That's like 25 pounds. That's quite a lot. Couple of traits that you're going to need on your journey to your goal. You want to have a clear plan, whether it's with a coach that's helping you along the way, whether it's you find a plan by doing your research and committing to this plan, clear step-by-step actions to actually get to this goal. Now, some of the more intangible skills that are more difficult to track: grit, having that dog in you, getting kicked in the face and showing up every day, facing defeat day after day after day and still going with the mindset of, I'm going to figure it out somehow, like somehow, some way, I'm going to figure it out. Having this grit is what's going to keep you going, is what's going to keep the fan flamed much longer, much further than when your motivation dips, because your motivation is going to dip. The majority of people, when their motivation dips, they're like, I'm out. But for you, the person who is actually going to get to the goal, you're going to need to be mentally strong, whether it's saying to yourself, I am going to find a way, even when you can't see the way, just saying and convincing your mind there is a way. If it's too difficult to say, I am going to find a way, maybe you need to take a step even before that, a smaller step, a smaller mental step, and just say, there is a way. Think about how there is somebody that's been in your position who's actually made it happen. And use this thought and hold on to this thought and this idea. And think about it deeply, reflect on this, and start to imagine you being like the person who made it. Start to brainstorm all the different things that this person in your position, or even worse, actually did to make it happen. What are the actions they took? Did they try a different diet? Did they try to work out twice a day? What did they try? And then start to align your own actions with all these different ideas. Because there is no perfect plan, I'm just gonna say this. You getting to your goal is you doing specific actions consistently until you literally make reality bend to your will. That's what you're trying to do. And why I believe the mindset is actually quite important is that you're just going to need to go over and over and over again. And with Donatella, the process was simple, yes. Easy, maybe not so much. The first couple of weeks, I had her on a nutrition plan. I had her eating right. Some of the struggles that we had was in finding the right workout routine that was going to work for her. I made about 5-6 different home workouts for to find out the workouts that work with her. She had a couple of injuries, so there was a good few exercises that she couldn't do, which is fine. There isn't just one way to get in shape or to lose weight. And so over the first couple of weeks, we had to experiment with the exercises that works for her, the exercises that she likes, the exercises that we can commit to. I got her on doing 10K steps a day on some days, and then some other days she has like a freestyle. She has the room to freestyle and to just be active. She has 2 kids. She spends a lot of time with her kids. She's very active with her kids. And then I had her on home workouts 3 times a week. And so, like I said, the first couple of weeks, she was getting used to tracking her foods, and on our weekly calls, we would go over what she ate. I would give her, and I would be coaching her on how to track better, how to track more accurately. Food she can swap, so she has lower calorie options as well. And as the habits started to stick, and as she kept getting more and more consistent with the workouts and getting more stronger, suddenly we had a boom, huge dip where she's lost 11 kilos, 25 pounds in the past couple of weeks, and it's a boom. I can feel the confidence. I can feel the momentum. It feels so good. You know what? It feels so good to push beyond what she thought was possible, to push beyond difficulties, because I'm a relatively new coach. I've only been in this game since June. June, July, August. So about 5, 6 months. This is my 6th month. This is the start of my 6th month. So there's a lot of things in coaching that are new to me that I have to develop different ways to coach. I can't just coach one specific way. But I tell you, it feels so freaking good to push past the initial difficulty to where we are right now. And to be honest, we're about 40% towards where we want to be. She still wants to drop another 20, 25 more kilos. But it feels so good. I'm telling you, it feels so good where we are right now, where she just lost 11, he just lost 11 kilos, 25 pounds. It's amazing. So that's a little story that definitely somebody out there is going to find valuable. If you're on a weight loss journey yourself, trust me, there is a way. The steps you need to take are very simple. Literally, all you need to do is be in a calorie deficit, meaning you find out how many calories your body needs to sustain itself. In your case, it could be 3,000 calories. It could be 2,500. Type it into Google or MyFitnessPal or any calorie calculator. It's going to tell you your baseline. And then you eat 500 calories less than that number. That's it. If you use MyFitnessPal to track what you're eating every day, you track everything, you track accurately. So like you improve over time of how to track accurately. You learn how to read labels. You also learn about reading your weekly average. So it gives you some like flexibility on, even if you go over today, you don't have to like give up or like go crazy, because tomorrow you can just make it up, or over the next couple of days you just make it up. And you also learn how to estimate foods that you didn't cook. So if you eat out, you just learn to give your best guess and track that. Once you do that, once you're in a calorie deficit, your weight loss is guaranteed, because your body has no choice. It doesn't have enough nutrients to sustain itself. You have to lose weight. So and then you pair the calorie deficit with weight training or some sort of exercise. Weight training is great because you're building muscle. Muscle is vital for your health, for your looks, for your energy. I like to do conventional weight training with barbells, dumbbells, machines. I personally would recommend learning how to do compound movements like squats, bench press, deadlifts, weighted pull-ups, weighted dips. With good form, you learn good form and you learn how to get stronger over time in these exercises. And you can have a bunch of accessories, machines and smaller exercises, bicep curls, to fill out your physique. You can also do calisthenics work. That also counts. There's other different workouts out there. There's so many different things out there. They all work really. But if you have a base of weight training to just build a base amount of strength, that'll impact your growth so strongly. This strength, this like universal strength that you build, it carries on to all the other different types of training and types of workouts that you do. This is why I find these so important. And then you do some cardio, keep yourself healthy, get a healthy heart. You want to be in this for the long term, and you're going to be good. The process is so simple. Just manage your mindset, manage your persistence, your perseverance, your self-talk, your self-image, who you believe yourself to be. Like, do I see myself as a fat person, or like a fat out of shape person? Have I always been fat? Do people see me as fat? Do you talk about yourself like a fat person? If you do, you don't have to keep doing that. Like, this is going to influence how you act. So work on this. Learn to work on your self-image as well, and you're going to be good. And for everything else, follow me on Instagram at Danny Ogniemi. I am an online fitness coach. I help people to transform their lives. I'm on a mission to transform 1,000 people, to help 1,000 people transform their lives. I post, I guess, as of today, I post every day on YouTube and on Instagram. So follow me on these two pages, and let's get it. Let's fucking go. Ugh.